How are
Okay,
you,
I'm
Devin?
I'm good, guys. How are you? I apologize. This is a brand new computer.
There you go.
There we go, camera. So how are you guys?
Very
Great.
good. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
Nice to see you
Oh,
again.
Thank you for
it's
joining
been
us. Thank you for joining us on our Travel Talk podcast. We're very excited to talk to you about everything that we've been doing and then really want to hear your story. So if real quick, for those that are listening, give them an introduction about yourself and your travels. Tell us
Who you are.
who you are.
well, thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure. My name is Deaven Contreras for all of you, um, as you could tell in Zoom. And as far as my travels, been around the world. I've been blessed to have many great people that have uh, had made an impact in my life. I count Anthony right here
Oh,
as one of them, of course. You know,
beautiful.
yeah, the military and all of that is something that Anthony and I kind of share, and it was a wonderful experience. And I'll talk about that, how that inspired me into
Yeah.
more travels.
Yeah. Let's jump right into it. So you were our prior military, once a Marine, always a Marine, as so am I. What years exactly did you serve?
So I served in 2004 to 2011.
Wow.
I was in the Navy, of course, and
Same
it.
thing. Navy, Marines, still brothers.
Same.
Always. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. It has its ups and downs, but I am grateful for the opportunity just because uh, I really got to see the world, meet wonderful people that I never thought I would ever come across. And it was one of the wonderful opportunities that gave me that flavor of life to really start exploring.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And thankfully, we were able to reconnect just a couple of months ago through a mutual friend of ours, Alfonso. Not to be throwing his name out there, but congratulations on your wedding again, Alfonso, if you're watching this. But it was awesome. We were able to catch up a little bit, hear how you've been traveling, and we told you that we were traveling as well. And it's about time that we connected, just so you can tell us a little bit about your journey.
I have a question for you.
Oh, of course.
Prior to the military, did you have exposure to travel, or was it the military that kind of started everything for you?
My parents made a very good point to uh, travel. I remember some of my earlier family memories was family being together and going out and exploring. So to answer your question, I got to experience some travel before the
Good.
military, places like all of Mexico, going to Central America, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Nice.
Across the U.S. My family really just wanted to get out there. They felt that it was an
Necessary.
education, an
Yeah,
education in just
Sure.
being around the world.
that's awesome. What a good
Mhm.
exposure to have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's your favorite place so far that you've been, like, as an adult? Anything that you recommend?
Oh my goodness. I feel like every place, of course, holds you know, um, a special feeling, a special memory. I will say that living in London
Mhm.
was something I would really love to return to. Uh, it was not only the wonderful people, but the foods, the new experiences, the cultural and historical just feeling
Yeah, so
that
much
comes
richness,
from it. Oh, you're right.
right?
It's amazing.
Yeah. So
And
that would be your go-to, you're going back.
that I really do hope so. Yes. How
Yeah.
about you guys? I know you guys love to travel.
Oh my God, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We haven't been out there yet, but we plan to.
Yeah, we'll have to pick your brain about London. Europe is, I'm not there yet, but definitely on my list for sure. I'm a water baby, so for me, it's like Fiji, the Caribbean, Costa Rica. I've done the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, which is amazing. Yeah, for me, it's I always kind of like lean towards anything aquatic, but I think Europe has a lot of richness to offer, and I think that people make the world of a difference to you wanting to return for you recommending that. So you saying that kind of really does strike more of an interest, because that's kind of, I haven't heard much about it. I've heard they're really historical landmarks, but it's good to know that you like the people there.
Hmm.
What about the culture? Kind of like, do you feel that made an impact?
I remember as a child, I love books. So one of the things that I really started to develop was, all the history books would talk about our past history, right? America being founded, the British, globalization. When you're young, you're trying to wrap your mind around these things. But as soon as I was in London, I was able to feel the weight of connection between two countries, two allies.
Mm-hmm.
We share English as a common language. To be in a foreign land yet speak the same language always, it's like a taste of home away. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the
right.
best words that I
It's
can use.
incredible.
Definitely. It's like you're comfortable, but you're still
Yeah.
willing to experience a different taste of that culture.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and to bounce back on what you were saying previously, I really think that traveling is one of the best ways to get educated on so many different topics.
Right.
And what, like, we love to learn. We're always studying something, and traveling like teaches us something different every day. So our minds are overwhelmed, and it's always a great thing and a great feeling, especially when you go to a different country and it's a whole new culture. You don't know the language or the people or the places, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, the openness about it. Do you prefer solo travel, or what has your experience been with group traveling? What's your preference?
So over the years, I've experimented with a lot of ways of traveling. I've tried bus tours. I've tried recently a cruise. I've done solo travel. I've done backpacking travel, and then group settings of living in another country travel, so yeah, I'm still always on the hunt for how to travel comfortably,
Okay.
and yet at the same time be so out of your common,
Elements.
absolutely. Oh my goodness.
So you're a flexible traveler.
Being flexible goes a long way, especially when you're.
What's your definition of being comfortable? And are you a budgeting backpacker, luxury style traveler? What do you really enjoy? What do you like to experience?
So for me, I have come to enjoy being completely immersed in the culture, the people. That's my favorite way of traveling. I've lived in Thailand before, the Middle East. I've lived in London. In all these places, you have to immerse yourself. You get to know the language, the culture, and that's my favorite way of traveling.
I love that. Wow.
So
you got to like experience months at a time being there, really in depth for what it is. Wow.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Goals.
Yeah. Goals.
Goals.
Are you trying to hit certain continents, certain countries? Do you have a goal or mission that you're trying to accomplish? A certain amount of, anything?
That is, so far, the current count is I am still 3 continents shy of completing all of them.
Wow.
Nice.
I like have a map there with little pins.
I
What
do
we have
have
here.
a map. I do have a map.
I'd love to see that.
Let me zoom into the side here.
Oh,
that
wow.
map has all my pins that I go to travel, and it's one of my favorite
That's
things to
so
do.
cool. I love that. Oh my God. So
Ah,
3 continents shy of being at
three
all.
continents shy from the 7 continents, and then I am at country 26,
Wow.
I believe.
God.
Hopefully, uh, we are able to get to summertime. Gonna hit 8 more.
Very
It's
nice.
Very cool.
What's on your list? What are we talking? Where are we going?
this time it's gonna be the Baltics.
Okay.
We're gonna be hitting Latvia, Estonia, Norway, I believe Sweden as well.
Wow.
Out of the top of my head, I have I can't recall them all.
Very nice. So do you like get suggestions along the way, or you just are going down like what I guess fits with your current schedule or your life?
Um, well, I always am hunting for a brand new experience. Um, right now, at the stage of my life, I feel like quantity
Mhm.
over quality.
Yes.
A quantity, you could spend a day there, right? Most people like to travel and they do it for work. And then when you ask them, it's like, hey, did you get to see the sights, the sounds? Like, no, I went there for work, got back and just left.
To and from the
But
airport.
they were there for a day. Um, people count it that way. Um, but I'm always open to finding suggestions and helps, just because, when traveling, it's an experience, but you should always be careful and safe.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
mhm.
Any crazy stories that you have to tell us? Were you a COVID traveler? You get stuck somewhere?
Well, traveling, you're always got to be mindful of the weather. Went out to my 11th state, I believe, 13th. I went to Michigan this past winter. It was the first time in that state. I also have a tally for states. Um, went there for 2 days, got snowed in for a week.
Oh my God.
I
Shout out Michigan.
shout out Michigan. A wonderful, wonderful place to wake up and see the snow. Very welcoming people, some of the best food. But being snowed in there, coming from California with nice sunshine and the beach down the street, rude awakening. Snow
Oh
up
my
there,
God. That
negative
sucks.
degrees.
Right. You're like, the snow's nice here. It's comfortable. It's fluffy. Day number 2, same deal.
It's a whole other thing.
But
How
yeah,
about you? Oh, I
I think
apologize.
I would say you definitely have to like do your research, because we're assuming that it's like Cali weather, which is so unique for the West Coast, and then you go somewhere else mid-states and it's like blizzards, tornadoes, hurricanes, and you're like, what is happening? I think we have it really well here that we forget the other side of the world actually has 4 seasons.
For us, Jacqueline's been to more states and I've been to more countries.
Yeah.
But we just got back from Texas, which was amazing.
Yeah, Texas is
Oh, how was it?
right? It was great.
Yeah.
Austin, San Antonio, very good with culture, people inviting, more of a softer kind of like pace, which I think for us is necessary being in LA. So yeah, I will definitely be going to Texas again on my list.
Have you been?
No, I have not been to that state.
Not yet.
Wow, gotta go. Amazing food, the barbecue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's really cool.
Mhm.
So what
Anthony, you mentioned that you've been out of the country more. What was your favorite place and why?
I still love Asia.
Mm.
It's on my top on the top of my list. We're probably moving to the Philippines someday, but I really love Thailand. I also spent a lot of time in Thailand, and we have a lot of business that we want to conduct out there. So we're looking forward to getting out there sooner than later, and just
actually living there, like you said. So you have to meet us out there. I think we want to get a feel for the richness of any culture and having the experience of saying, we lived there, we cohabitated, we understood in true nature what it was to be a part of that community,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
To
Mhm.
grow in any aspect of, I think, your life and business, you need those things to have that open-mindedness. So it's very, very important in our relationship
Yeah.
individually. So we love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we want to move around though. We don't want to be stuck there. We want to live in in so many different countries. Just to
Mhm.
get that experience. And like you said, it's so immersive when you're in a different world where you don't know anything.
Mhm.
I have a question. In these places that you've lived in, or you've been more than others, have you done any charity work, kind of donated your time at all? Have you seen, the disadvantages that some other countries have? Have you had the opportunity?
I have had the opportunity to volunteer. It's been a wonderful experience to volunteer. One of the things that I feel like I gained was perspective.
Mhm.
Some countries, the level of poverty has a whole different significance, meaning
Yeah.
just what comes to mind here in the States looks very different.
Mhm.
Um, Giving back, realizing that one is small,
Yeah.
uh, others are in a whole different environment, idea, and understanding. And it only takes a hello, how are you? What's your
Yeah.
name? A hug, if they're interested in handshakes, but making that human connection.
Right. It goes a
Uh,
long way. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And I think our definition of a hardship here is so different than others, right? Because of the advantages that we have, it kind of humbles you down to understand really what they're experiencing. Like, so perspective is everything for that. And having
Mhm.
that opportunity, I think, meant the world to you to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that kind of inspired us to leave our careers to travel the world. Because once you get that experience and realize how our current life, where we are, even though Los Angeles is a huge city, it's a small, small bubble compared to what is out there.
Mhm.
We know that we live once and we want to make the most out of it.
Yeah. But you made a good point, that human touch, right? Having that connection.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost anything. It's just easy for you to say, like, I get you, I understand that, and I'm there.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I'm glad you're able to share your stories as well. These connections also matter.
Right.
You just have to
Embrace.
wonderful experience. Yeah.
Exactly. Are you still traveling with family, or mostly just traveling alone?
um, Currently, I haven't been traveling with family as of late. COVID was a challenge. My parents are older, so they're concerning for health. So yeah, but we haven't been able to. It's one of the things that we're hoping happens.
Yeah.
It's always good to have that family connection.
Yeah. Now, when you were in the Navy, were you able to travel? Because I did not. I went straight to Iraq.
Where did you go?
Iraq, and that was it. And then they kicked me out. No, I'm just kidding. Honorable discharge. Did my time and got out. But
Right.
no, I didn't get to explore any other countries.
Oh, well, I'm in the same boat in the sense of explored Iraq, explored Afghanistan. Um, Traveling with the military also took me to like Haiti and across the states, and um, yeah, uh,
So you got to see more states.
see more states is pretty much the thing.
That's good. That's good.
But Haiti's on your list. How was that?
So this is the second time I've been to Haiti. I just went recently to Labadee, which is more of a touristy uh, place in Haiti. The first time was in the military for Port-au-Prince, and that was night and day night and day. So
Really?
interesting to see the same place in different eyes.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Oh, wow. And I saw that you were in like St. Lucia, right? And some of those. Tell us about that experience. How was that?
Oh my goodness. The beaches, the water, the history. Um, you know, ooh, the people, such wonderful connections, welcoming, understanding. One of the things that I value over my traveling has learning languages
Oh, okay.
and being able to try to communicate. It's a whole wonderful feeling that I experienced.
Yeah. What a challenge. You're not using your phone like, hey, say this and that, Siri. How do we translate? That's what I would do.
it's a yeah, having a conversation with an elderly man or a woman.
Yeah.
They give you the history, the background,
Mhm.
just being there.
How
Yeah,
are
it
you
was.
prepping for that? Like knowing the language, like are you taking some classes prior to going, or you're just on the spot learning?
Oh, one of my extracurriculars activities is to learn languages. So I maintain sign
Wow.
language, Spanish. I've been working on my Italian, um,
Love that.
Very cool.
and yeah, I've studied a few others, but
That's awesome. Multilinguist here. Very cool.
How
I
many
appreciate it.
how many languages do you know now?
Um, with the ones that are dormant, I'm gonna exclude the dormant ones, but currently I'm maintaining Spanish and Italian.
Okay.
Those are my focuses at the moment.
Yeah. And the ones that you are dormant with?
Oh, I've studied Chinese, Arabic. I've done some Thai, um, German,
Wow.
Portuguese. Um, hmm.
So we need to bring you around. You need to help us. Like he knows the basics, ask him.
Oh,
We do need an interpreter.
Yeah, that's really cool. I
oh,
love
I
that
appreciate.
you're taking that from your experience, right? Like I go for eating and trying cuisines, like that's my thing. I come back and want to cook everything I learned, which is a different angle to look at that. So really interesting to know you do that. I love that.
I also dabble in the kitchen, so I understand the feeling of sharing a new dish.
Right. Like I learned this in Thailand, guys. Can you make pad thai like how they do it there? Like that's priceless. Very cool.
Now, with everything that you're learning and doing, are you using that for any future business? Do you plan on doing anything for business in the future, or is it just for personal experience?
For me, it's personal experience. It's one of the wonderful pieces of advice that I ever received was go travel while you're young, because you might not have an opportunity when you get older,
Right.
or traveling when you're older. It's a lot. It's a lot. I have a lot of friends that are much older than I am, but they still have the energy and they still travel. But that's the same advice that I've always received from them is travel while you're young. So you have
Got
to
it.
fully embrace it.
Definitely.
Right. You're not getting tired of walking miles, hiking. Yeah, it can be challenging.
Yeah, physically, mentally, emotionally, and
Absolutely.
thankfully we're in a position where we can travel.
So universally, that's what you hear. Travel while you're young. That's your
Travel while you're young. It's you have the energy, the strength, the stamina. Sometimes exploring the Louvre, for instance, that was a wonderful museum. I would go there again just to take my time. But it's so much emotional, physical, just all these experiences.
Oh, I
Got to
see.
take it a chunk at a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend? Also on our list in France, like, kind of do a 2-day tour kind of thing or
So I always tell people it all depends on, of course, your schedule, but um, What is it that you're after? Do you want to have a city experience, the streets, the smells, the hustle and bustle? Or do you prefer a quiet, remote area where you could just be in tune with nature?
Right.
That
Yep.
really changes the whole aspect. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you really want to party and go to museums and experience cuisine that you never have, and it's just a mixture of things, and you want to be social.
Yeah.
City life, that's the best way to do it.
It sets the tone.
It sets the tune, but a bit of quiet relaxation, self-reflection. It's always nature. It's always nature.
So I take it you're not afraid to get lost, right? No. That's
Oh
the
my!
kidding.
No, I appreciate the getting lost sometimes is the best way to find oneself. And you know, with technology, that is something that will take you far. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now, you said travel when you're young. People have told you to travel when you're young, but we don't want to exclude or refrain from those that are older.
oh no,
No.
that's
So
why
for those that are older listening to this, what bit of advice would you tell them? You know, for those that haven't really traveled as much, and they do have interest in getting out there.
well, travel. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what position you find yourself in. Fresh perspective changes your whole mindset, your whole understanding. It is a humbling experience as well. So I get out there, do it, and enjoy. Have laughs, have wonders, exploration, meet people, say hello, say goodbye, say, I'll see you later, my friend.
Yeah.
And love everyone. That doesn't get old.
That was
Deaven,
beautiful.
Deaven, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one, okay?
Safe
Of
travels.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.